Orange Boxer Classic was a pretty good game. It came down to defense. I know many of you out there trying to figure out, hey, look, what in the world is going on with both of these offenses? Why couldn't they move the ball up and down the field like many of us expected them to do? Well, guys, guess what? Coach going to get into it right after the jump. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos, and not to mention, guys, y'all know what else y'all need to do. Comment below. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. Hey, make sure y'all hit that notification bell if you haven't done so already. Like these videos, comment on these videos, share these videos, and not to mention, tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. So before I go any further, not to forget, make sure y'all follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. We're going to go ahead and tap on in, and we're just going to get into this thing right off the rip. I'm going to start off with Shedeur Sanders. I got to give the young man his credit. He played a pretty decent game. He got a little bit beside himself in the game in which you left 14 points on the field with those 2 turnovers that you had. One thing is, son, when you get to playing outside yourself, that's when things start happening the wrong way. And that's when we start putting the ball out there, putting the ball on the field. Yeah, everybody want to talk about the ball was wet the first time when you fumble, and you tried to ride the back end a little too far. You should just went ahead and gave him the ball and let him run with it. I get it on the RPO. I understand all of that. But this is where I am with it. You connected with Lanier and Rucker. Rucker and Lanier, oh my God. Them 2 receivers right there. Lotto is that dude. And like I said, for all of you guys out there that want to give me the business about the video that I did on Lotto, as far as, what he would bring to the team from a speed aspect, that young man put in work today, and I got to give him his credit. The young man caught 6 passes for 61 yards. You had Rucker who caught 3 passes for 83 yards. Come on, man. Like I said, Lotto and Rucker was coming across they was coming across just busting their behinds. I'm like, no one could cover that, and I couldn't understand what was going on. The offensive line, which is what I critique the worst all the time. The offensive line, you guys did decent. I'm gonna say decent. Why I say this because of the fact that Shedeur had pockets where he was clean, but you guys wasn't moving that line, moving those defenders back so that you can get those holes wide open for your running backs to run the ball a little bit more fluid and a little more often than what they did. Yeah, Pickett ran the ball 15 times for 62 yards behind Marshall running the ball 10 times for 23 yards. I get all of that, but guess what? You guys should control that clock a hell of a lot more than what you did. I understand Shedeur got his numbers. He threw the ball 24 times, completing 18 for 221 yards. That's all well and great, but like I stated before, I said in my pregame show, and folks be telling me, oh, I don't like the pregame show because, a lot of times the commentators don't know what they're talking about. Well, guess what? The pregame show basically sets up what you're going to talk about in the postgame show, because now you've seen the product hit the field and see what's going on. And that's what it's all about. Like I said, I'm not here to come down on these players. This was their first game, many of them, their first game that they had played within the last 600 plus days. And like I said before, these young men, they got out there, they left it out there on the line. Could they have done more? Yes. And doing more, like I said, that defense, oh my God. Shedeur Sanders, let me tell you something. Shedeur Sanders is coming with bad intentions. So I'm giving all your receivers in the SWAC, the MEAC, whoever Jack State decide they're going to play, please understand, if you come across that middle, look for where 21 is at, okay? If you don't blame Coach Walker, because I warned you, okay? If you're watching this, I warned you. If any of your kids out there is playing on any of these teams, I'm telling you now, please let your child know if they are a receiver or a tight end, they need to know where 21 is at, okay? That young man is coming with some bad intentions. But the defense, I say, was pretty stout. Gladney had a great day today. I got to give him his props, man. I know a lot of folks will try and stuff, but man, he didn't really do much because, the defense was overstacked. They overstacked the defense and they allowed him to come free. Yeah, that goes back to what I was saying before in my halftime show that I did when I was talking about Coach on the Grill, in which I was saying the FAMU linemen looked like they were on skates in the first daggone couple of series. They looked like they were on skates. They didn't know who they had to block. No one knew their assignments. So it's almost as if you're standing there looking like, wait a minute, who do I have? And then the crazy part was you'll have linemen that will commit, and they commit too soon, and they allow a linebacker just to shoot the gap that they left wide open to just blow up their quarterback. McKay had a rough day at the office. A lot of folks want to see McKay yanked from up underneath center immediately. And that might be the best route to go at this point, because he's standing back there like a statue. There was many times where Jackson State defense gave them gave them lanes that the quarterback could gladly pull the ball down and take off with it. If it wasn't flaring out, you have somebody on the bubble screen, on the outside receiver bubble screen. And I'm just like, man, look, they're sitting on these plays. You gotta choose, you gotta pick your poison a little differently and do something else other than that, because guess what? Somebody gonna mess around and get hurt. And you know, it was some shots out there. Like I said, it was a grown man football played on both sides of the defense. I think of Rucker. It was either Rucker or Lanier that had a bomb thrown and ended up dropping in the end zone. Now I'm gonna be real with you. You had both safeties back there with that man, and he almost caught that ball between the two of them guys. That's freaking scary. And you still got other players on the sideline on Jackson State's offense that did not touch the field today, that I'm waiting to see really come out there and put some work in. So things gonna look a little brighter for Jackson State. I will give them that credit. But the offensive line, I'm still leery on that. I'm gonna be leery on it until I see that these young men can really dig in, like they said, them dogs dig in and get these folks up out the trenches and start getting, you know, allowing their running backs to get up and down the field. Now, before you get to talking crazy, wait a minute. Well, you know, you had Pickett ran for 62 yards. He averaged 4.1 yards per carry. You're absolutely correct. I said before, 3 yards in a cloud of dust will get me a first down every daggone time. But there was times when Pickett was getting stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and I'm just like, wait a minute, this can't happen. This cannot happen. Not on a fourth down play. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen on a third and short. What are we doing? We need to be moved. We need to forge ahead to get to where we try to go, which is a first down, and that didn't happen. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Jay Walker, the announcer Jay Walker, did say something that was very important. He was talking about the officiating, where the one time was that the one play that put FAMU in position to kick the field goal, where I think it was what's that sideline infraction that JSU had. I'm like, come on, man, how do you throw that flag if the play should have been blown dead in the first place? You can't have those type of mishaps going on, and you got all of America looking at it and everybody saying, what the going on? You get what I'm saying? Another thing that stood out to me was, Jackson State left 17 points on the field. I'm going to say 17. The missed field goal, Shedeur Sanders had 2 fumbles. Now, that would have got me to my 24 points, which I stated one of the teams, whoever got the 21 first would win. They would have got the 24, and like I said, they'd have had this game more so. I understand that Coach Simmons decided he wanted to change quarterbacks in the fourth quarter. I didn't understand why they didn't make this change at halftime. I mean, I'm sorry, but McKay just wasn't really doing it. You allowed him to throw the ball 29 times for 78 yards on 18 completions. But 30 times in a game, 78 yards. You got 18 completions. Come on, man. And we should be going forward, not backwards. And we're going backwards too many times. You had Morelovic come in the game. He threw the ball 12 times, completing 5 for 47. So how in the world this man throw the ball half the time through the ball and have just as many yards completing as McKay did it through 3 quarters? I'm scratching my head on that. That makes no sense. Again, like I said, JSU defense is stout. I mean, I got to give them credit on that. FAMU front 7, pretty good. They got some work to do with those corners back there, especially with those safeties. It's too much peeking in the backfield and a lot of holding. You know, there's some holding out there. A couple of times where you had DBs that were holding where they weren't flagged. There's a lot of upside for both of these teams. Like I said, Shedeur, I want to see him just play within himself and not be Superman out there on the field. Because when you turn into Superman, bad things happen. When you stay within yourself, the games come to you and you're able to do what you need to do. As I stated before, the speed of the game got to slow down for him. I think he was in rhythm a little bit, but then got to doing a little too much and started losing. He started losing himself within the game, still trying to maintain and manage the game. But McKay, you took the Corvette and you drove that bad boy to a brick wall today, and I think that's gonna make FAMU. That's gonna have FAMU with a long season unless a quarterback change is not made real soon. It's just the first game. I get it. I'm sure Coach Simmons is going to give him another opportunity to get back in there and see what he can do, but we got to wait and see how everything turns out. So for all my FAMU fans, hey, get his young man another chance another short chance, that is, before you throw him to the wolves, saying, hey, look, we don't want him in here no more, and everybody get to complaining, because I know it's gonna happen. But guys, like I said, 7-6 was the final. There was no one that actually came close on the score. Coach had something that he's going to do for whoever came close on the score. Nobody got it. I did it on my social media as well as here. So if you're not following me on social media, you better make sure you follow me over there as well. But guys, Jackson State plays Tennessee State next week. Tennessee State fell short to Grambling today, 10-6. I will say this. Tennessee State did play Grambling State. They played them kind of tough, but there was a couple of things here and there. Hick Bottom, I don't know what's going on with him. They ended up going with 2 different quarterbacks today as well over at Tennessee State. So we have to wait and see how that goes. I'll report back on that later on in the week, and we'll discuss that and go from there. But until next time, guys, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification. Make sure you like these videos, comment on these videos, and share these videos. Be the one and lead.